All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all honor, glory, and praises to Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakar Kadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, the great millstone, and much love to you brothers out there preaching the truth and sincerity. Brother Azariah here from the Pittsburgh GMS camp. Hold on one second. That's Selassie. Well, yeah, so yeah, this topic was on my mind because we had a dude come up to the camp, and he's a homeless guy. He's a Jake, and he's just talking about how he been to all these different states, and he saw brothers from different states preaching. I assume he was talking about different GMS camps, and he said he'd been to Texas, Houston, Dallas, I believe. LA, he's been to all these different places, because he's homeless. So he's been traveling some kind of way. And he listened to a good portion of the camp. He didn't say nothing. And after camp, he approached us and he was talking about all this different stuff and about, making every moment count, this, that, and the other. And I'm like, okay, I see what you're saying. But what is the end result? What is your motivation towards? Is it towards preaching the gospel? Is it towards seeking Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai? Or is it just being out here living your life and spreading what you call love? Is it that? Or is it focusing on righteousness? Because the biggest thing is preaching the gospel, man. The men that sighing, that crying is going to be the ones that's going to get that mark of exemption, not the ones that's floating around, oh, love everyone. And that's not the ones who are going to be, they're not sighing and crying for the abominations. You're trying to make the best out of a wicked situation, matter of fact. Let's see. This is how I remember where it's at. Okay, maybe that's not it. Yeah, here we go. Wisdom of Solomon 14 and 12. I believe it's in this area. Moreover, this was not enough for them, that they erred in the knowledge of Yahweh, because he errs in the knowledge of the Most High. He doesn't really understand. Maybe he understands destruction is coming. I don't know, but at the end of the day, he doesn't really truly understand the ways and the judgments of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. He's and I was gonna wait to get to this point, but he's thinking it's cool that you can smoke weed. He believes in Rastafarianism. He believes that. I even told him, I was like, Haile Selassie was not the incarnation of Yahweh Shai. Well, you believe what you want to believe. Oh, so now the truth coming out. He was high while he was speaking to us, and then now, and when I said that, oh well, you believe what you. So that's what you believe. So that's why you in this mindset, like you walking around oblivious, like everything's cool. Moreover, this was not enough for them, that they erred in the knowledge of the Most High, but whereas they lived in the great war of ignorance, those so great plagues called they peace. So these great plagues that are coming upon the earth, the things that are happening right now as we speak, he calls it peace. He's blitzed out of his mind. He's calling it peace. Hey, and brothers used to smoke. I used to smoke weed, and I probably was on the same shit. But now I'm like, nah, bro, this is not cool. Smoking weed is not cool. He created the herbs for meat. So if you need the oil for healing yourself, that's one thing. But smoking it is witchcraft. Ain't no getting around it. That's not what it was intended to do. You weren't intended to inhale smoke to destroy your temple. Putting that branch to your nose. But anyway, let's get back to the point of Haile Selassie. So they have these different theories about Haile Selassie. This is a little, why were so many convinced that Haile Selassie was the incarnation of the Most High or whatever? And, there's people, somebody apparently did their research, they were saying that Haile Selassie coming was the second coming, That's straight blasphemy, man. Straight blasphemy. So they link it to certain things that happen, prophecy. Look to Africa when a black king shall be crowned, for the day of deliverance is at hand. No, man. No, man. Y'all tripping. You know. They wildin', man. The lineage. They claim, according to an Ethiopian book, they claim that King Sheba traveled to King Solomon and then ended up giving birth to a child from him. Now, if King Solomon got with this Queen of Sheba, don't you think that she would have been made to stay around, or they would have got married or something, But it don't say that in the scriptures that this happened. So, they going off right there, number one. Didn't they call them king? They call Haile Selassie King of Kings, Lord of Lords, Prince of Peace, Defender of the Faith, the Root of David, and the conquering Lion of the tribe of Judah. Well, look, he didn't fulfill no prophecies. So how's that the second coming of Yahweh Shai, who the world ignorant calls Jesus Christ? How was he was second coming, man? That's blasphemy, yo. It said when Yahweh Shai came back, this is what it said was gonna happen. Let's look at one of the prophecies. Who is this that let's go to Isaiah 63, starting at verse 1. Who is this that cometh from Edom with dyed garments from Basra? This that is glorious in his apparel, traveling in the greatness of his strength. I that speak in righteousness, mighty to save. Wherefore art thou red in thine apparel, and thy garments like him that treadeth in the wine fat? And this is Yahweh Shai saying back to the person who asked that question, I have trodden the winepress alone, and of the people there was none with me. For I will tread them in my anger, and trample them in my fury, and their blood shall be sprinkled upon my garments, and I will stain my raiment. So when did this happen? This is what Yahweh Shai is going to do when he comes back, And let's see, I think it might be in here. No. I want to get a precept to tie up to show you that that's Yahweh Shai. Just put that much in. Revelation 19 and 13. Revelation 19, let's start at 11. And I saw heaven open, and behold, a white horse, and he that sat upon him was called Faithful and True, and in righteousness he doth judge and make war. His eyes were as a flame of fire, and on his head were many crowns. And he had a name written that no man knew but he himself. And he was clothed with a vesture dipped in blood, and his name was called the Word of Power, or the Word of God. Who was that? That's who the world calls Jesus Christ, Yahweh Shai HaMashiach. And the armies which were in heaven followed him upon white horses, clothed in fine linen, and white and clean. And out of his mouth goeth a sharp sword, that with it he should smite the nations. He coming back to smite the nations, all the nations, not just one nation. And he shall rule them with a rod of iron, and he treadeth the winepress of the fierceness and wrath of Almighty Yahweh. And he hath on his vesture and on his thigh a name written, King of Kings and Lord of Lords. This is the one. This is Yahweh Shai coming back. This is his second coming. Not Haile Selassie. Haile Selassie ain't fulfilling no prophecies. Because they had a war, or whatever. No, man, this is what Yahweh Shai is doing when he come back. The whole world's gonna see him. The whole world's going to see him, and he's going to put all these other nations into captivity, man. Isaiah 63. No, I'm going to go to Revelation 2 and 26. And he that overcometh and keepeth my works unto the end, to him will I give power over the nations, and he shall rule them with a rod of iron, as the vessels of a potter, that shall they be broken to shivers, even as I received of my Father. So that's what Yahweh Shai, who the world calls Jesus Christ, that's what he's going to do when he comes back. He's going to rule over these other nations. Let's go to Daniel 7 and 13. I saw in the night visions, and behold, one like the Son of Man came with the clouds of heaven, the chariots, the so-called UFOs. And he came to the Ancient of Days, the Most High, and they brought him near before him. And there was given him dominion and glory and a kingdom, that all people, nations, and languages should serve him. His dominion is an everlasting dominion which shall not pass away, and his kingdom that which shall not be destroyed. Okay? So I mean, where's Haile Selassie now? He not around. I ain't really check on that kingdom, but that kingdom ain't making no major moves. Because I would know about it. I wouldn't have a choice but to hear about it if that kingdom was making major moves. I ain't hearing nothing about no Ethiopia. What they doing? The people of Ethiopia trying to come over here to America because they think this is the greatest place on the earth. But what does it say about when Yahweh Shai establishes his kingdom? That everybody's going to come there. Y'all going off, man. Y'all going off super duper, man. Isaiah 2:2-4, and it shall come to pass in the last days, after the second coming, that the mountain of the Lord's house shall be established in the top of the mountains, in the top of all kingdoms, and he shall be exalted above all the hills, and all nations shall flow unto it. And many people shall go and say, Come ye, and let us go up to the mountain of the Lord, to the house of the God of Jacob, and he will teach us of his ways, and we will walk in his paths. For out of Zion shall go forth the law and the word of the Lord from Jerusalem. This ain't happened yet. Yahweh Shai ain't back yet, because this ain't happening. Everybody's still trying to flow to this wicked place like it's the greatest place on the earth. All right, let's see. I got a couple more precepts I'll probably read real quick. Now this is King David's prayer, and I'll just breeze through it a little bit. 72:1, Psalm 72:1. Give the king thy judgments, O power, and thy righteousness unto the king's son, which was Solomon. His son was Solomon, but his son was also his son also later was reincarnated as Yahweh Shai. And look it up if you really want to know. Then look it up. But there's a scripture that basically says that Solomon, it said his son would be beaten with the stripes of men. And that as long as Solomon was alive, that didn't happen. That he would die for our transgressions. It said these things about Solomon, and it didn't happen in his lifetime. So you put 2 and 2 together. When did that happen? When somebody died for somebody's transgressions. All right, I'm gonna go from there, man. If you want to know, you'll seek it out. All right. I'm gonna go to 8 now. 72:8. He shall have dominion also from sea to sea, and from the river unto the ends of the earth. They that dwell in the wilderness shall bow before him, and his enemies shall lick the dust. The kings of Tarshish and of the isles shall bring presents. The kings of Sheba and Seba shall offer gifts. Yea, all kings shall fall down before him. All nations shall serve him. What did it say? He's going to exalt his dominion to the tops of the hills, above all other nations and kingdoms. They're going to all bow down to Yahweh Shai, man. The king's son. His name shall endure forever. His name shall be continued as long as the sun, and men shall be blessed in him. All nations shall call him blessed. See? This is what's going to happen when Yahweh Shai comes back, who the world calls Christ, in his second coming. This is what's going to happen. Read Psalms 2 and 4. He that sitteth in the heavens shall laugh. The Lord shall have them in derision. Then shall he speak unto them in his wrath, and vex them in his sore displeasure. Yet have I set my king upon my holy hill of Zion. I will declare the decree. The Lord hath said unto me, Thou art my son. This day have I begotten thee. Ask of me, and I shall give thee the heathen for thine inheritance, and the uttermost parts of the earth for thy possession. Thou shalt break them with a rod of iron. Thou shalt dash them in pieces like the potter's vessel. This is talking about Yahweh Shai, man. The triumphant Messiah. This is the second coming of Yahweh Shai. So anyway, hopefully you brothers was edified. If somebody comes across this and they think, learn about this, then they think that Haile Selassie, you got another thing. You coming, bro. No. See? These shall make war with the Lamb. This hasn't happened yet. No, it's gonna be more. It's gonna be a bigger scale than the Ethiopian war. It's gonna be more. It's gonna be more. It's gonna be a bigger war than that. I said all the nations. Yeah, they're wrong. Revelation 1:7. Behold, he comes with the clouds. Behold, he cometh with clouds, and every eye shall see him, and they also which pierced him, and all kindreds of the earth shall wail because of him. Even so, amen. So no, man, this is not just talking about one war between Ethiopia and the Italians or whatever the war was going on. It's going to be a mass scale. Everybody's going to see Yahweh Shai when he cracks the sky, man. Everybody's going to see him. Yeah, it said it right there, and every eye shall see him. I just read it. Y'all going off, man. You can't use that. You can't use Revelation. He will rule them with an iron, with the rod of iron. Yeah, that's after he. I just read that. That's end time prophecy. All the nations are not under the rule of Haile Selassie, and they were not under the rule of Haile Selassie. You know. Anyway, but some of y'all are the tribe of Jacob, which is primarily you Benjamites. You know, not the tribe of Jacob, the tribe of Benjamin. You Benjamites out there. Most of y'all ain't gonna wake up, man. You know, y'all gonna keep on believing in this nonsense. You know, and Most High gonna destroy y'all, man. 2/3 of Israel is gonna die, man. Straight up. Let me open this up over here. You know, Benjamin, you Benjamites. Most High gonna destroy y'all, man. For believing in this nonsense, man. You know? Haile Selassie was not Yahweh Shai, man. He was not who the world calls Jesus Christ. He was not the second coming. Okay? The second coming is gonna be grander, and everybody's gonna know. And after he comes and he defends the nation of Israel and destroys the wicked, we'll be living in peace. It won't be this bull crap going on. Y'all satisfied with bull crap. Anyway, all praises and honor and glory go to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Much love to you brothers out there preaching the truth and sincerity. With that, I say shalom.